Thanks for joining me, Lyndon.
Thank you for
Have a,
having me.
a couple of questions about DBT Group. I know we get a lot of questions about what people can expect, what's a DBT group like, and so anything that you would want to share with us about what a client could expect coming into DBT Group should they choose to join one.
Yeah. DBT is very structured and highly facilitated. It's almost a little bit more like taking a class than a group. And so the structure is people come in and we do about, 5-minute mindfulness practice, just to practice that important skill, help us all fully arrive and get present. And then we go around and we do homework review. So everybody is practicing the skills that they're learning in the group between sessions. And they're kind of recording how that went on the worksheet. So during homework review, each person is sharing from the worksheet how they use the skills, how that went, so they can get coaching, feedback, support from other group members. Then we take a break, and then the majority of the group is the lesson. So we are there to learn research-backed tools for being able to regulate emotion, make behavior changes that we want to see. And so I teach the skills, I model them, we break into discussion groups, we practice them together, people get coaching and feedback to be able to refine those skills, and then I send people home with homework. And sometimes people have a negative association with the word homework, they think about school, but it's really important to highlight that this homework is not academic, it's therapeutic. And so the worksheets that people are doing basically give you step-by-step instructions for how to use these tools in your life. And that's so important because change doesn't happen just from insight alone. Many of us have gone to therapy, we've gotten insights into why we do things, but that doesn't help us do anything different. Change happens when we actually go out into the real world and we practice new ways of responding. So the worksheets give us instruction on how to do that. Each person kind of tracks for themselves that experience so they can know which tools work best for them. And then the group does a really good job of giving accountability to be able to practice these tools and create the changes that people want to see. Mm-hmm. The group itself covers 4 different modules. So we learn mindfulness, and mindfulness is essentially awareness, right? It is paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment. So said another way, it's this ability to kind of notice what's happening, how we're reacting to it, and to be able to choose a wise response. We learn emotion regulation, and that's a change-oriented module. That's all about changing emotions. So we start by learning kind of how to name our emotions with accuracy and understanding what those emotions are signaling about our experience. And then when it's effective to do so, we learn how to change emotional reactions. And finally, we learn how to reduce our vulnerability to big emotional reactions, right? How do we live a life where we're just less susceptible to those really big, uncomfortable emotional states? We learn distress tolerance, and that's more of an acceptance-based module, and it's divided into 2 parts. So the first part is our crisis survival skills. So we define emotional crisis, right, as if I'm at an 8, a 9, a 10 out of 10 emotionally. I am so overwhelmed that I really can't think clearly enough to sort through my thoughts and feelings. I'm in danger of reacting in a way that's really unhelpful. Mm-hmm. And so crisis survival skills are about how do we get through that without making the situation worse. And we also have our reality acceptance skills. How do we accept painful thoughts, feelings, realities that maybe we can't change right away so that we can reduce our suffering? And then the last module is interpersonal effectiveness. And it's about having stable, lasting relationships where we get our needs met. So we learn how to assert ourselves, but doing it in a way where we maintain both our self-respect and we keep that relationship intact.
Mm-hmm. How long can someone expect to be in a DBT group? What would be kind of the average?
Yeah, absolutely. It varies from program to program. Our group takes 4 months to get through all of the skills one time. DBT was intended for people to go through the material twice. The idea is that the first time through you learn the skills, the second time through you overlearn the skills to the point that they just start to feel automatic. But some people feel like they're in a good spot after just one round of skills training.
What would be kind of like the nuts and bolts that someone would need to know about joining group if they were really interested in doing so? Like length of time per week that they could expect to have to dedicate, whether insurance is taken, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, great question. So the group is an hour and a half each week, and we do ask that people are practicing the skills outside of the group. I mean, ideally, that doesn't take a lot of extra time. You're just living life a different way, integrating these tools into your daily routine. And then people do need to carve out a little bit of time to kind of review the skills, jot down their homework assignment. But again, 10, 20 minutes, it's not a huge time commitment to see changes that people want to see. And as far as insurance goes, we accept Blue Cross, Blue Shield, PPO, accept Blue Choice plans. And we also have a lot of people that choose to do self-pay. The cost of group is $55 a session, which is pretty affordable compared to paying out of pocket for other forms of therapy.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, thank you so much, Lyndon. This is great info.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Ali. I appreciate it.